Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's normally I don't do a video on Saturday, but I was working on some things today and getting some parts together, and I started developing this theme. And for those of you who've been around the channel for a while, you know one of the key things for me is always to focus on value. And we talked a little bit about it in the last Pilot Jam. So I thought that I would spend a little time tonight just as I was kind of browsing around and looking at some different things that I wanted to look at for upcoming projects. I thought I would spend a little time tonight talking with you guys about how I go hunt for things. And this is not meant to be a thing about how to use Google. And the other thing I want to be very, very clear about, this is not an intention to bash any particular company. It's just not. What my intention by doing this is to show you how I do things like compare specs and performance. That's the main intention. Although I do have to admit that you guys will probably understand one of the examples that I'll use frequently, and they make themselves a ripe target just because of their pricing. So I can't help that. But I want to start out. Oh, and the other thing that I want to do too is I want to avoid getting into a detailed performance discussion. We can talk about performance, but I'm not here to do like performance analysis stuff. So I don't want to get too far into that. But mainly to me, I just wanted to show you how I look at and where I really place an effort is in the area of performance and specifications. And of course, the spec has to matter. That's why I always say, do what you say you're going to do. So let me, let's see. Nick's RC says lots of expensive gear is cheaply made as well. Someone mentioned, yeah, that's the thing about it, man. That's one of the things we've talked about in prior videos. If you go look at Amazon and you do a search for any kind of widget, like my son was looking for a cradle for a Nintendo Switch. And when you search for that on Amazon, you'll find 50 different cradles for a Nintendo Switch by 20 different retailers that all use the Amazon fulfillment system, but every one of them come from the same place in China. So anyway, let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to start out. First, we're going to start with lipos. Now, in the lipo thing, I'm going to do a little video. I'm not going to play the whole video because I don't want any copyright problems, but I wanted to show you this little video by RC Area TV. He's got 293 subscribers, and it's a Team Orion lipo battery production. The reason I picked this one is because I've looked at several of these videos, and the bottom line is, and the thing that I want to get across here is that most of these lipo batteries are all made in the same place. There's like 3 primary factories in China that are responsible for 75% of lipo production output. And they all use the same type of gear, the same type of production process. It's all done the same way. So that's all I really wanted to get across is to show you guys that when it comes to making lipo batteries, there may be a few additives to the chemicals, or maybe a few things that might be added over time, but I don't know that those little knick-knacky things amount to much. There's a lot of discussion about performance on lipo, and sure, if you use more material or maybe higher grade materials, you might wind up with a higher tier battery. But my argument's always been the same, that when it comes to my lipo batteries, I haven't been able to tell the difference between Rhinos or Turnigy's or Genzace or Admiral. When it comes to flight, they all perform pretty much the same. I've never seen a single lipo like make me say, holy smokes, this lipo is so much better. Now, if you talk about things like C rating, sure, but that also goes to size, and you can also compare and make a size to size comparison. That's one of my favorite ways to do things, especially when we're talking about things like motors, and we'll talk about that later. So motor weight to me is a much more determining factor on performance than most other things. So anyway, I just wanted to put this video out there, made by RC Area TV. I'm glad he has this. Go out and look for yourself. Do a search for how are lipos made, and you'll turn up lots of material. But anyway, I started looking around and I saw this, and this one just kind of made me throw up in my mouth a little bit. $39 for a 3-cell. This is what not to buy. This is a 3-cell 2200, and they call it a smart battery. I read the book, and it appears that when you pay $40 for this, the benefit you're getting is that you don't have to push buttons on the charger. You just connect it and it starts charging. Yay, I guess that's great, but I mean, really, $40? Now let me show you what I buy. So price point, yeah, B Stern, he's right. C rating is usually BS anyway. It's always overstated, always overstated. So always go off weight. Always go off weight. And I do try and do relative comparisons, you know. So if one manufacturer says 50 and I want to compare a battery, I do it against another 50. So I do try to do that. But yeah, you're absolutely right. C rating is normally a bunch of horse hockey. So anyway, 40 bucks. This is the one not to buy. Here are some you should buy. and again, I kind of set the stage by saying, look, man, most of these Lipos are made the same. Sure, I'll give them a few bucks for the smart technology, a few dollars for the smart technology, because you can see there's a little wire in here and you don't have to connect a balance lead. Okay, that's cool. And maybe you get a little reporting data if you like that kind of thing. Fine. You know, I'll stipulate a few bucks for that, but $40 for a 3-cell 50C? Nah, don't think so. They're paying the mortgage with that. So, and I also want you guys to know that I didn't even start with Turnigy, because everyone likes to kick Turnigy in the nuggets for some reason. I started with just the GeForce battery, but again, this is a generic battery with a certain label on it for Value Hobby. So there's GeForce, and you can get these. These are in stock, 16 bucks. All right. Liperior, here's a new one. I haven't bought from these guys yet. I love all these freaking pop-ups, man. Thanks for just ruining my video. Look at this. This is a 2200 3S 50C. You know, take 50C with a grain of salt, okay? But $11.49, right? Remember the initial price point, 40 bucks? I mean, to me, that's shameful. So $11.49 for this one. And then here's a couple that Hobby King sell. Yes, more cookies. That's awesome. Genius. $13.99 for the Rhino. I've never used these, but look at the reviews. And if you guys know Hobby King at all, you know that these, yeah, Robert says $3 for a BM circuit. That's right. A balance management circuit. Exactly right. So if you know Hobby King, you know that their website is notorious for getting slammed. If you see high star counts on a Hobby King product, you can bet one thing, that it's been vetted. Okay, I'm just saying. It's just the way it is. Hobby King just absolutely gets slammed when it comes to product. So if you see high star counts on a Hobby King product, you can bet it's been tested. And B Stern, yeah, I haven't tested Liperior either. The only reason I haven't bought them yet is because their shipping price is a little high unless you spend $100. So I've been kind of waiting until I need about $100 worth of batteries, and I'm going to try them out, and I'm going to see what they say or see how they perform. But anyway, there's some Rhinos, some nice Rhinos, and these are 50C. Although I question the picture because that doesn't look fat enough to be a 50C battery to me. So yeah, there's that. And then here's the one that I tend to go for. This is my standard go-to battery. This one mine say 30 to 70, which is horse hockey again. This one says 30 to 40. I think people got onto them and said, stop labeling BS on your battery packs. But that does look like about a 40C pack to me. I've been using these for a long time, and these are 15 bucks. These are a Turnigy 2200, 30, they say 30 to 40C, and 15 bucks. So there you go. There's the batteries. Now, to me, that's the place to start, man. With batteries, the main thing that I get into on this is that I was at a field one time and I saw this kid crash his plane. His battery broke, and he goes, "Well, I'm not going to be able to fly for a couple months now." And I said, "Why not?" And he goes, "Well, I'm going to need to save some money for a battery and a motor." And I said, "Well, I understand that, but they're not that expensive." He goes, "Well, man, I don't have 150 bucks." I said, $150? What are you talking about? And he said, "Well, yeah, to buy an E-Flight motor and an E-Flight battery, it's 150 bucks. And I said, no. No. So that's kind of what got me started on the battery thing. And I've always paid attention to that. So I can tell you personally, these little blue Turnigys, it's all I fly, all the way from my smallest planes to my biggest. So they're good batteries. Okay, next up, charger. I really got a kick out of the chargers. So back on the battery thing real quick, voltage, C rating, trying to like for like on C rating to do comparative stuff. But yeah. Okay, the smart charger. I got a kick out of this one too, because this is not a bad spec charger, and it's AC, which is kind of cool. You don't really see a lot of DC stuff that's rated at 400 watts. I did read the spec sheet, so this looks like a respectable charger, right? And it is a smart charger, so it'll take advantage of that the $30 balance management chip you buy in the smart batteries, I guess. So it'll take advantage of that. And notice it also has a balance port, so it'll also handle 2 to 6L. So it looks like a respectable charger. Little tiny screen. I wasn't real impressed with the screen. The screen did not impress me very much. So, when I first looked at this, I thought, okay, that's not bad. Spectrum, they got a smart charger, nice little tiny screen. And then I saw that, and I almost literally fell off my freaking chair. $199. No, this is a no. Hard no. Hard no. I'm sorry, Spectrum. And again, I don't mean to pick on Horizon. That's not my intention, but $199 for a 400 watt charger. Yes, it's got a smart, but listen, if it's such a smart battery, why does the charger need to be all that smart? If the battery's smarter, isn't the charger dumber? Like if you only have one logic circuit controlling, so it seems to me like they're getting you on both ends here. They're charging you extra for a smart battery and extra for a smart charger. And why? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I'm sorry. Don't mean to bash Horizon, but that's ridiculous. Don't do that, man. $199, it's ridiculous. Check this out. This is a toolkit. I'm going to have cookies all day because I'm in my incognito window. By the way, I have links for all this stuff in the description. It is in the description if you want to check it out. But look at this. And this is in stock, man. This isn't a pipe dream. You know, this is an M8S. And I've personally tested this and I've run it up to 400. Remember, the spec's the same. Remember? 400 watt. The only thing this one doesn't do is it doesn't do the smart charging, and it's 2 amps lower. 2 amps lower. The spec on this one, which by the way, they're not very forthcoming. I did look at the specs for this and it says 20 amps, up to 20 amps. And the wattage supports it. So I'm okay with that claim, even though I haven't tested it, but this one does a full 18 at 400. So slightly lower amp draw or amp capability. But look, man, $39. You know, what is that? $150 less? You could buy a couple of these chargers and they work great. And not only that, but they have this has a bunch of other functions too. This has a measuring capability, a power output capability. It can measure S-bus. It does all kinds. It does regenerative discharge. By the way, I looked at the discharge stats on this one and it's only 10 watts. That's all it can do. 10 watts. That's it. So it doesn't even do regenerative discharging. At least it's not obvious. So this one does. So again, that's a hard no. This is a hard yes, this type of charger. And then I also looked up just another one. If you say, well, I don't care about Toolkit RC, I don't really like that stuff. ISDT, good quality stuff, man. I've got a couple of their chargers and they're solid. They're made well. The software seems to work well. You can calibrate it. And same thing, $59 for this one. And oh, by the way, this is 500 watts, so 100 more watts and 20 amps. And it does up to 8S, which is two cells higher than the Spectrum thing. And Jim says the M8S will also show internal resistance, which is true. Does it charge fast? They all charge at 1C, man. Every single thing that I'm going to show you will at least do 1C, hobbying with Tom. So yeah, at 500 watts, yeah, you can put out some juice. And I've tested the ISDT Q6, and that thing did everything it said it would do. That was a 700 watt charger, and it did the full thing. ISDT is really good stuff, man. So yeah, hard no on that, hard yes on that, hard yes on that. The specs are there, and they're good quality devices. I mean, hell, even if you broke this one, you could buy three more of them and still not have spent the same money you would have spent on the Spectrum, right? All right, here's just another link, and I threw this out there just so you would see that this is not, you know, I'm not cherry picking here. This is some random seller on Amazon, low price, bro, $56 for an M8S. A little more expensive than Get FPV, a little bit, but you know, free shipping and no tax probably, and it's in stock. So there you go. And then I threw in an honorable mention just because I wanted to be clear. I'm not trying to pick on Horizon Hobby. Look at this disaster of a charger. This is a mini AC input. Look at this thing, $44. And we're talking about, well, it doesn't even say it. It does somewhere. There it is, 60 watts. A 60 watt AC charger. I mean, come on, man. Come on. This is from, I don't even know how many years ago. And it only does 4S. I mean, oh yeah, it's got a temperature sensor. Whoop-de-woo. I mean, a Passport P1 Mini, give me a break. That's a hard no. You got to shop and look around. This is a hard no. $44. I mean, they should just be ashamed of that. I can't believe they even put this on the internet for that much this day and age. But, you know, whatever. That's it on the chargers. I just wanted to give you guys a look. So you don't need to go out and spend $190. Yeah, okay. So if you don't want to press any buttons on your charger and you've got just, you know, Jim Snodgrass money, go ahead, man. Go ahead and do $199 on a smart charger. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. So what? You don't have to press any buttons? Big deal. I'd rather press. And by the way, you can load up a profile in this one. So if you have profiles, that'll make it pretty fast to charge. You might have to press a button or two. But yeah, so what? No big deal. All right. So yeah, all 1C at least. And if you watch my videos on this, I loaded this thing up. I had a hard time exhausting the power capabilities on this one. So, all right. That's enough for the chargers. Hope you guys had fun with that. But I'll have links if you guys want to see them. ESCs, I love this one. This was one of my favorite ones. And again, I wasn't cherry picking. I didn't just go say, let me find the most expensive thing I could find. So well, Jim, that's probably why you got Jim Snodgrass money, is because you're super frugal, man. Most of the wealthy guys, you wouldn't even know they're millionaires. They live in small houses and drive crap cars. So check this out, 40 amp ESC, 40 amp. Now, it's got the ESC connector. That's cool. You know, it can support some amperage, I guess, but 40 amp ESC. Look at this, man. I mean, literal WTF. I mean, come on. 40 amp ESC for $70. This is why guys who fly airplanes that are getting into it, this is why I said newbies in the top, man. Don't do this. Don't do this. This is ridiculous. The only thing that I'll give them on this is they say their BEC supports 5 amps. Okay. So it's a switch mode BEC, proper cooling and airflow required, up to 40 amps continuous, 55. This is standard 40 amp ESC, $70. No, that's a no. That's a hard no. Let me show you some alternatives. Here is a YEP ESC. Now, I personally don't really like these ESCs a lot, but again, look at the reviews. They get 4.8 stars. The only reason I don't personally like them a lot is because you have to tune them a little bit to get the max performance. And if I recall right, they did some braking thing I didn't like. But in terms of spec for spec, hard to fault this one. And this one is 40 amp ESC, supports up to a 6-cell Lipo, and it's got a 5 amp switching BEC. Okay? So look, I mean, $26 against 70. I mean, 26 against 70. Yeah, if you're a newbie, man, pay attention. Pay attention. This is the same thing as this. They're the same thing. These are perfectly interchangeable devices. All right? That's the thing you guys got to understand. You can interchange the stuff. It does not have to say E-Flight on the freaking sticker in order for you to use it on your, what do they call that? The Apprentice. You don't need to, come on. You don't need to spend $70 for that. It's ridiculous. And E-Flight, if you're listening to me, you guys should be ashamed of yourself. I'm just saying, that's ridiculous, man. $70. We all know you've got $3 in parts in there. All right. That's just ridiculous. You should be ashamed of yourselves. $84 is your list price. Give me a break, man. That's terrible. All right. Turnigy Plus 40 amp. These are known good ESCs. And for those of you who like, well, yep, sucks, and you're cherry picking again, look at the reviews, 62 reviews. These Turnigy Plus 40 amp ESCs, known good reviews. Known good. Yeah, Dave also says that the BitGo 40 amp Skylord, $19. Yep, he's right about that. I didn't include them. I should have. I'm sorry, BitGo. I'm sorry. But yeah, the Skylord ESCs at BitGo, they're equally good. But these red, yeah, it is, man. Liberty Loft, that's brick and mortar. That's right, man. You're absolutely right. And you know, there's a value proposition in that too. Like if you're a brick and mortar store, or if you're a specialty electronics where you can't get stuff elsewhere, I get it. I get it. You know, if you need to walk into a store and talk to somebody and say, hey, I don't know if I need a 40 amp or a 50 amp, and you have some guy behind the counter walking you through it. I get that. I get that, man. You're paying for a service when you do that, right? But when you're online buying this stuff, no. You're not getting that benefit. You're having to do the research on your own. But these Turnigy 40 amp ESCs, these are known good ESCs. And look, the BEC 5 volt 5 amp. And I really am glad I haven't seen it so far to say, well, you're talking about cheap Chinese crap, because I got news for you dudes. Those of you who say that kind of thing, I got news for where this comes from. If you think this was made in Kentucky, you're wrong. It was made in the same freaking plant as that one and that one, or right down the street. Okay, so don't say cheap Chinese crap in America. You know, that's a bunch of horse hockey. It just really is wrong. They're all made in the same place. That's just the nature of things. And then here's one other one, and I've used these quite a bit. This is the Skywalker 40 amp by Hobbywing. Look at this guy. That's a $12 ESC. Now, I'll call a spade a spade. The BEC is only 3 amps on this one. So if you're using, And by the way, stick with the video because I've got a wallet buster at the end. Okay, I've got one that I'm gonna just ask you guys, go ahead and get your credit cards out, because whoever is late to the party on this one is gonna miss out, and you're gonna be pissed that you missed out. So get your credit cards ready, because I'm gonna show you some stuff at the end of the video. It's gonna be like mind blown. Okay, so Hobbywing ESC, I've used these in plenty. Oh, by the way, I want to bring something else up too, because I just know it's going to happen. I wanted to put my hanger on the screen. And the only reason I'm doing this, it's not to brag. All I'm trying to show you guys is that I've built some stuff. Okay, every single one of those planes has been flown. It's been maidened, and while I have one or two that might need a servo or a minor little repair somewhere, every single plane you see on this screen has been flown. I've built it and I've flown it. All right. So it's not like I don't have a basis of comparison. I compare stuff. Okay. So I just want you guys to understand that I've built some stuff. All right. I've used these hobby wings in a number of my airplanes, and I trust it. And I know you can't necessarily see it, but some of these planes aren't cheap. And this is an older picture, so I don't have all of my current planes. I don't have my Katana. I don't have my Smooth. So I just want to show you guys that I put this kind of equipment in all my planes. I'm not selective. I'm not telling you go buy a Skywalker while I'm out buying the E-Flight. That's just not the way it works, okay? All right, so that's the ESCs. Hard freaking no at $70. And again, E-Flight, Hobby Zone, Hobby Wing, Horizon Hobby, if you're listening, you guys need to do something about that, man, because you're abusing people. And I don't care. I don't care. I'm just going to say it. I care more about this audience than I do about your business model. That business model is atrocious, dude. That's terrible. So, get in line. I don't mind making a profit, but come on, do something reasonable. These are reasonable. All right, there you go. There's the ESCs, guys. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next one. We're going to look at radios. Now, I know you guys already know where I'm going to land on this, so it's not going to be a surprise. But I have a couple extra things I want to throw out on the radios. Now, what I did was I simply tried to make a comparison that says, what does Spectrum have that I would look at and say that's a functional equivalent to the Radio Master. And you guys know where I am on Radio Master. I think everyone that watches any YouTube with OpenTX knows where I land on Radio Master. Okay. I think they're good. So here's the one that I landed on. And the reason I landed on this is because it's a 12 channel and it's got the screen. All right. It's got the screen, and judging by the buttons, and I'm not a Spectrum guy. You guys know that. I couldn't tell you the first thing about this radio, but I see the switches and the knobs and the buttons. So I see like an equivalent number of interfaces and controls on this radio that I would see on an equivalent Radio Master. Look at that, 629. All right, bunch of horse crap. 629. There's nothing. We just talked about RF on the last video, right? There's nothing they're doing with their spread spectrum that all the other spread spectrum radios don't do. All right, and if you think that they are, you're fooling yourself. Okay, here's the NX8. Check this out. This was the next closest equivalent. Look at the screen on. I just want you guys to look at the screen on this thing. Look at the screen on this. It is. Can you see? I guess we don't get a very good picture of the screen. I don't blame them, because they're trying to hide it, because it's not. It's just not. It's a below average screen. That's what it boils down to. This is just the okay. And then look at the controls and knobs. You've got, okay. You've got some stuff, right? It's an 8-channel. DSM, that's fine. And it looks okay. It looks like a decent radio, but that screen to me looks like a real letdown. And I'm not impressed. $349 for that thing. $349. And then here's another one. This is the one that I found that was a close price point to a TX16S. And look at this. Man, that's like a freaking Yugo. What is this? This is a 6-channel radio with a pretty not good screen and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switches. That's $199. I mean, like I said, I couldn't tell you the first thing about this radio. I'm just comparing specs. But come on, man. A 6-channel radio with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 switches. This is for a toy. That's for a kid. That's for a complete newbie who has no idea what they're buying, and they just look for something easy and simple. And $200 for that. Okay, check this out. So look at this. That's a Detron Blitz DT9. It's got a very similar screen. It's okay. It's an okay screen, but it's a kind of watered down screen, right? This one comes with the receiver and it's $219. But there's a trick up the sleeve on this one. It does all your programming for you. You can program your ESC, you can program your flight computer, you can do it all by connecting it to the radio or directly from the radio to the device. So at least it's got this thing called DT Link, and it lets you program your stuff. You can program your ESC with it. You can program your flight computer with it. You can do stuff with it. And I would say, judging from a quality standpoint, these two look pretty similar to me. So $199, stripped down Yugo, 20 more bucks, you get a receiver and a whole bunch of programming capabilities, and I guarantee you is not baked into this stripped down Yugo. Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you too. I got a real kick out of this. Where are they hiding it? Where did it go? There's options. Hold on. There's something. I got to find it. Here they are. Here they are. Look at this. I clicked on this too. This is we're going to cover this. This is coming up. But check this out. All I did, I clicked on their receivers and their 8-channel telemetry receiver. I mean, really? $70. An 8-channel. Okay, we're going to talk about this too. This is AS3X and safe. Now, I know some people like it, and I have no experience with it, so I'm not going to claim, I claim nothing when it comes to safe. I know nothing. So all I know is that it does stabilization, and it does automatic leveling, and it'll hold your attitude. Okay, so I get that. $114, but it's 8 channels, and then I don't know what this is, an integrated air telemetry receiver, $120. Next shipment, May 2021. Okay, so bottom basement price that they're showing for an 8-channel, $79.99. Okay, all right. So there's the Detrim. We talked about that. Now you guys know where I land on this. This is the maxed out, pimped out, blinged out version of the TX16S, right? $259. Compare that to this thing, $629 and $349. Okay, so you can get and when it comes to software, I would go head to head with any Spectrum person on software. This software on this radio is better, period. And I'd argue with anybody about that. So anyway, there you go, $259 for a 16 channel. And if you want 32, all you got to do is put another module in the back and you can have 32 channels. You guys know it supports all the stuff, right? On the back of the radio, this is not a very good picture, but on the back of the radio, you've got the module for the Crossfire. You can put an XJT in the back. This thing's it's the Mac Daddy, man. That's all I can say. It's the one. So, and then the receivers. Here are the receivers. Remember what I showed you earlier? This is just an S-Bus receiver, a D16, R161 S-Bus receiver, $999. Do you remember what we saw on this thing? On this, $79. That's an 8-channel telemetry, and here is a 16-channel S-Bus with telemetry, $999, and they work. So, okay, there's that. And here, now, I mentioned earlier, you got the AS3X and safe, so $114 for that, okay? Let's do a comparison on how you could match up with that on using a non-Spectrum arrangement. So we'll take a $10 receiver, and we'll take a $63 flight computer, so we're at $73, and a $14 GPS. Now, not only do you have everything that this will do, but you also have return to home, you have loiter mode, you have all the attitude modes, you've got a full on-screen display if you want to use it, or if you don't want to use any of that stuff, you can turn it all off and just use the stabilizer and have it be functional with the same functionality as this for what? Just a little bit more than half? Yeah, come on. Give me a break. Okay, so that's what not to buy. Radio equipment, we beat that to death. I'm done with that. Next thing I want to show you, motors. I love motors. I spend a lot of time with motors. Motors are very quantifiable. So let's start out with a Power 10. It's a very basic motor, okay? Very basic motor. It's an Outrunner, 1100 kV. It took me a while to find the information. In fact, this one, it says it supports up to 450 watts and it weighs about 108 grams. Oddly enough, they don't show the weight. I don't know why, but you have to go dig, and it's not in the manual. You have to go find the E-flite specification chart. And I did download it at some point, but I'm not going to dig it out. It says 108 grams, 450 watts. Okay, so that's what this motor is. This is a, you think, 9.6, 10.6, 10.7 type prop, power 10, 1100 kV, 60 bucks. 60 bucks. Okay, well, on the surface, that's fine. Let's take a look on Tower. This is where I found the book. Yeah, that's why I put this link in here. So E-flite motor ad with specifications. Let's go ahead and pop that open. We'll get that open so you guys can see there. I thought ahead. Look, here it is. So you think, so I know I did it. I did the homework. Here's the power 10, 30 amp continuous, 38 amp max. It weighs, where's the weight? Where are you? It's in here somewhere. Weight, 122 grams right there. Oh, I said 108, didn't I? Okay, so there's your power 10, 122 grams, and it's good for 375 watts. Okay, there's your power 10. All right, so that's a power 10. Let's take a look at the alternatives. Here's a rimfire 10, 59 bucks. Well, surprise, surprise, the same company. And while I've said in the past, rimfires do make good power, you're still talking about an equivalent 10 class motor, and you're still at 60 bucks. Okay. Now here's the Cobra alternative. Now, when it comes to quality, I would stand this Cobra motor up against anything. I would stand it up against that or that any day of the week. The quality on these motors is top shelf. And remember what I've said. I've used some Cobra. You guys know, if you follow the channel, there's a bunch of Cobras out here. There's one in there. There's one in the Spitfire. There's one in the Super Sportster. There's probably one in the Leader 480. I have Cobras, right? I've got Cobras. So $37.99 against $59.99. Someone help me out with the math. What is that? That's a $20 difference. That's what, 80%? 80% price savings. It's a lot. That's not insubstantial. And I consider Cobras to be on the higher end of the alternatives. On the higher end of the alternatives. All right. So here's Sunny Sky. Here's the Sunny Sky equivalent. That's even less. 29 bucks, 37 versus 29. So 30 versus 60. 30 versus 60. That's how you save money on RC, guys. Don't go out and buy $60 motors. This motor, the Sunny Sky motor, this is the same thing as OpenTX. I would put this motor against any motor you can give me. And if you give me a V3, not only will I put it up against any other brand you can give me, I'll beat you too. I'll beat you on efficiency and power. and that comes from 17 plus formal test videos, plus another 25 or 30 at least documented runs on my test stand that I've done for my own stuff. So yeah, these Sunny Skies, man, they'll trounce just about anything out there. And if you get into the V3s, it's even worse. So 30 bucks for those. And then here is the Leopard. So $35, a little more, but Leopards are good quality. They have good bearings. They sound great. They make good power. They're not as powerful as Sunny Skies, but they're a very good alternative, especially, if you need something in that weight class. This is the same weight class. And look, let's pull the weight up. This is 105 grams. So same weight class and 390 watts. Remember where we were? It was 375 on the E-flite, right? And then here's the Sunny Sky. Let's look at the specs. And by the way, that's another thing. Why are the specs here listed and they're not on the other ones? This one's a little lighter at 108 grams. And these charts from Sunny Sky are very reliable. And this thing will peak out at 569 watts. Is that the watts field? Yep, that's the watts field. 367 on a 3-cell with an 11-inch prop. So yeah, this is beast mode stuff. All right, 30 bucks. And then the Leopard, 390 watts, and it weighs 105 grams. All right, so there's your comparison. Don't buy this stuff. I mean, they're good. I like the rimfire power output, but I don't like the price. And that's what I've always said about them. And this is just, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that. Okay, that's enough for the motors. Let's keep moving. Glue. All right, now we're getting into some of my favorite stuff. If we get into the favorite stuff, my favorite stuff, check this out. And again, I'm sorry, I really don't mean to pick on Tower, but I think it's pretty much the same all over. So here's one that everybody can use, CA glue. This is Zap-A-Gap CA Plus glue, 2 ounces. Okay, so it's a 2-ounce bottle, $10.99. Okay, check this out. Here, this is gonna blow you away. This is one, get your wallets out. Okay, so slightly smaller. It's 0.3 ounces smaller, and this is the medium CA. Okay, super glue medium CA, $2.69. Someone want to do the math on that? So you can pay $10.99 or you can pay $2.69. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Again, I'm really, I swear to God, I'm not trying to pick on Horizon, but this pricing is common for CA elsewhere. Okay. So it was just easy to find it there. So look at the CA glue at Hobby King, man. Get your wallets out. Go buy that stuff. And it works. By the way, I've got piles of this stuff. In fact, our club buys this and gives it away at Christmas to all the club members. So yeah, there you go. CA glue from Hobby King, $2.69. I am giving away one of my secrets right there, fellas. So go buy it up and look at the reviews. And Hobby King, all you got to do, if you know Hobby King, you know they get slammed on their reviews, man. People are savage. They're worse on Hobby King than you guys are with me. So 921 reviews, and look at the ratings. I mean, Hobby King they get brutalized on ratings. You get every form of stupid in the hobby leaving ratings on Hobby King. And this thing has 5 stars. Okay. $2.69. That's where you get your glue. Okay. Go to Hobby King, get your glue. Here's thin CA, $10.99. Thin CA, Zap. And I'm sure their glue's fine. I'm just saying, here's thin at Hobby King. Links are in the description. You guys go buy it up. $2.64. I'm sad because I know it's going to be out of stock. I'm going to be out of stock. And I won't be able to get my glue anymore. You guys will buy it up, but go get it, man. This stuff it works great. I've had no problems with it. Hit it with a little accelerator and it firms up just like any other CA I've ever used. All right, there you go. There's a good one. All right, now here's the one, the Mind Blow one. This is the one that I really, I don't want to give it away. Did you guys see that? I hope you didn't see that. I hate giving this one away. I'm really sad about giving this one away, but I love you guys and I want to help you out. So this is like one of my best kept secrets. Okay. So this is the place you come if you want to learn where to get the most out of your money. All right. So let me show you. All right. I'm just going to show you. Here it is. Robert already knows. I was talking to Robert. So I'm going to show you a couple things on servos. So first off, let's look at the standard servo I found on Horizon Hobby. This is just a standard, nothing special. It's an analog. This one's even analog, plastic gear, standard, 55 gram. Where are the details? I looked at the chart, and I'll just tell you if you guys want to look at the chart. Here it is. Let's see if I can pull it up. Let me just show you. So that way, I'm not just flapping my gums about it. All right, here we go. Here is the CG or the kg, the torque at 6 volts, I think. It takes 4 to 6 volts in, 23 tooth spline, and it's 4.8 kilograms per cm. Okay, that's the number, and it's 0.414 seconds for 60 degrees. Okay, that's the number. Now check this little guy out. Okay, before I do, what's the price? What do you guys think about the price? $14.99. That's not terrible. Basic. This is a basic servo. Okay, check this out. Now for a fixed wing plane, I've used these. I have bags of these things, and I hate giving this link away because I know you guys are going to buy them up and I'm never going to be able to get them again, but I can't help myself, man. I got to share. Look at that. That's no lie. Your eyes aren't blurry. You're not misreading it. $5. Get your freaking wallets out and go spend your money. $5.60. Look at the reviews. 5-star reviews, 871. I don't normally believe everything I read in the reviews on the internet, of course, right? But how can you can't ignore this, because when you go through this is not Hobby King going through and deleting stuff. This servo has been like this for years. All right. This is the HXT 5010 twin bearing digital servo. It's plastic. Look at this. Look at the torque, 6.5. We were at 4.8 on the standard E-flite thing, right? So this one's stronger, and it's just a touch slower. You got 0.14 at 60 degrees. You got 0.16 at 60 degrees, and it's a standard size servo. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate giving this one up, man. I really do, because I use these things on all kinds of stuff. All these planes, most of them get HXT 5010s. My Spitfire down there, HXT 5010s. My Chaos, anything that needs standard size servo, HXT 5010s. They work. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, just so you don't get on later and go, John, I got a bad one. So what? I don't care. You're paying $5.60 for a full-size servo. Buy 3 or 4 extras. You'll be able to afford it. And if you get a bad one, throw it away. Don't even waste the time on it. Think of the money I just saved you, right? Just do that times 4. I mean, what's the 14.69 times 4 servos? That's $58. 5.6 times 4 is 22. Minus 58. There, $35. You just, for all you guys that talk about your wife's giving you a hard time about buying stuff, look, save a little money, give her the rest. There you go, solve the problem. All right, here's the other one. This is the one, man. This is the one. I'm so tempted just not to show you guys, because I know you're going to buy them out. And I'm going to tell you, this is no lie. Robert, I love Robert's phrase on this. This is no word of a lie. No word of a lie. Before I did this video, I went back and I bought another set of these servos, because I know what you guys are going to do. I know what you guys are going to do. You're going to buy them up. So all I did was hey, that's right. Yeah. Where's the thing? Are you guys hitting like? Come on, man. Hit like. You got to hit like. I'm going to move this thing out of the way. It's blocking everything. There we go. That's terrible. Yeah, hit the like button, man. You guys, you're being tight with the likes tonight. 90 viewers and 39 likes. Come on, man. I'm hooking you up. I'm giving you one of my best secrets. All right. So here, you guys can search. This is a high-tech 9-gram HS55 micro servo, 9-gram, $10.59. You can get these on, no, not everyone knows this one, Game of Drones. I guarantee it. You can get these, you can get generic 9 grams for less. This is just a basic search I did for a 9-gram, but let me show you this one. All right. I'm going to show you this one because this one's going to blow you away. This is one of my favorites. I did just order another set of these. I did. I ordered another set because I'm pretty sure you guys are going to eat them up. But check this out. These are Emax ES08 MA2s, analog Metal Gear, $17, but that's for 4. That's for a 4-pack. 4-pack. And this is a value hobby. So that, to me, one of my best kept secrets on pricing. You can't beat those. Man, these servos are really good. I realize they say they're 12 grams. They are 12 grams in weight. Where are they? 12 grams of weight right there, but they fit a 9-gram opening, no problem. I've used them in 9-gram all the time. Yeah. Oh crap. You're right. That's right, man. See, I'm glad to get the props for it. Yeah. This is a tough one to beat, guys. You will not beat this price. I hate giving this link away, but I did it for you guys because I love you guys, man. I want to help. So there you go. Emax servos. These are killer. So that's a hard no. That don't buy. That's a hard yes. Hard yes. Definitely buy those. They get great. Look at the reviews, man. This is not even me telling you. This is just, I'm just saying. I'm just showing you, right? 871 reviews, 5 stars. I have no comment on the high tech. Everyone knows high tech makes a good product. I'm sure that 1059, well worth it. You know, I'm sure it's a good servo. I'm not criticizing it, but look at that. That's a 12-gram analog. Metal Gear. I have not taken them apart, so I can't tell you if it's got a metal gear train. In terms of strength, we're looking at, let's see, torque. It is 2 kilograms per centimeter. And what is this thing? Does it say? Let's see. Does it say strength, torque, 1.2 kilograms per centimeter? See what I mean? These things are strong. Speed-wise, you got 0.12 at 60. These are 0.14 at 60. And you guys acknowledge, right? High tech, good stuff, right? We all know high techs are good servos. We all know that. But these are really good. And again, buy 2 sets. And I don't even have an affiliate link for this one. So it's not like I get nothing out of this except helping you guys out. Is it a Metal Gear train? Oh, cool. David, thanks for letting me know that. I've never pulled one apart, but definitely buy some spares because I'm not going to tell you they've all been flawless. I have had 1 or 2 go, but once, you know, you get over infant mortality, they're fine. I've loved them. These are really good servos for the money. You cannot beat these for the money if you need 9-gram servos. Again, they say 12 grams, but they fit in a 9-gram slot. So no problems. It's a few grams more, and that's it. Well, there you go, guys. That's it. I showed you the Lipos, the chargers, the ESCs, radios, motors, CA glue, and servos. I hope you guys liked that video. I'm going to go back and look through the comments real fast and see if there's anything else we need to cover. And I will let it go after that. We're going to shut it down pretty fast after that if I don't have any questions. So let's see. No, you know what? I'm not going to scroll through all that. That was a lot. If you guys have any questions, pop them in. I'll give them a minute. I want to see if you have a questions. Lead it with some question marks or tag me or something. But yeah, man. Yeah, you're welcome. Prop Rotor, Hobbying with Tom, you're welcome. Hey, I know for you guys that are outside the U.S. is a little bit of a different equation. I get that. But the premise holds, right? Don't think, use the stuff for relative comparison, I guess is the best way I can put it. Don't think that just because you have an E-flite airplane that you have to have an E-flite ESC. You don't have to do that. That's what hurt me so bad when I heard that kid say, well, I can't fly my plane because I can't afford the $150. And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, well, I gotta go, the motor's $75. The battery's $35. You know, I felt terrible for the kid. That's what I wanted to kind of get this out for you guys, right? Make sure you know, just because it's an E-flite plane doesn't mean you have to have an E-flite ESC. That ESC is perfectly interchangeable with this one, man. Nice. It's perfectly interchangeable. You don't have to have the same. So, you know, just don't be afraid to get out there and do a little shopping and compare. Hobbying with Tom, analog with digital versus digital. You know, I would venture to say that I don't think most people would probably be able to tell the difference on a basic sport plane. And frankly, I use analog on most of my stuff. I guess if I don't know, response rate, centering precision might be a little higher, but I do fine with analog. It's not like I ever put an analog servo in an airplane and said this plane sucks. I've never had that happen. Let's see. William Edwards says, planning to finish a P51. What are your radio suggestions? Well, it depends. I mean, it sounds like that's a park flyer. I don't know what kind of transmitter you have, but I'm a OpenTX kind of guy. So I'm good with, things like a Radio Master and an R161 or an R168. I also like Lemon and I like Fly Sky. That's the other benefit that we didn't even really talk about in the radio comparisons is that the Radio Master, you can bind it with anything. You can bind it with Spectrum and Radio Master and Fly Sky and just about anything else you want. So you're not even hemmed in to a single protocol. What's the best way to keep CA? Yeah, that's a great question, Russ. I don't really know, man. The best way I've been able to find to do it is I keep it in a cool, dark place. But even that, it gets hard. It'll harden up. I guess, I think once you crack the seal, man. But you know what? At $2.50, who cares? Just buy. Don't stock up on that stuff. That's the one thing I will say. Don't stock up on CA. Buy it as you need it. So yeah, sorry. That's cool, dark. That's the best I've been able to come up with. All right. Analog forever. Well, probably. Yeah, I don't have any problem with analog. Digital makes a difference in helicopters and 3D planes. Yeah, David, I would agree with that. I think if you have the precision it takes to fly that stuff, then sure, I would agree with that. But I don't. So, I do a lot of flying and I can't tell the difference between the two. You might want to look at torque specs if those things matter to you. Torque might make a difference. All right. First time, need TX and RX. William, if this is your first radio, I would just suggest reading through and watching, or sorry, not reading, but watching my playlist, the beginner and the beginner series and the snippets on OpenTX, and just go with an OpenTX, man. Jump in, because OpenTX can be as simple or as complex as you want. It doesn't have to be crazy complex. It can be simple too. All right, let's see. I keep my CA inside a bowl of rice. Well, does that help? I think it's the air. Have you flown the Dragon yet? Nope. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for my ESCs and my servos from Value Hobby. So, and by the way, the ESCs and servos I got for the Dragon are the ones I showed you tonight. They're the 40 amp Hobby Wing and the Emax servos. So I'm just waiting for them. Value Hobby's good. They ship quick. They'll get here quickly. Hey, you guys in Europe, you ought to get together, man. You ought to pool your money and buy it all and pull it all in at the same time. That's what you guys ought to do. William says, wasn't a question. I know I need an RX and TX. I haven't used a 4-channel before, 5-channel. Okay. I'm not sure what the question is. Thank you, man. Much props. Love your channel. Thank you. Appreciate that. Jim, how's your throwing arm doing? No good, man. I'm not getting any better. I'm thinking about going to the hospital. Doctor, not hospital, doctor. I want to see a doctor about it. Not getting better. So, digital servos give you more holding power. Yeah, that's the one thing, Lonnie, that I would say that I probably would recognize on a digital is if you need that holding torque, I guess. Love your show. Love what you're doing for the hobby. Well, I appreciate that, Brian. Thank you. I know, I hate picking on any company, and I have a feeling that someday that's going to come back to bite me. And I'm sure as heck do not expect a sponsorship from Horizon, but oh well, that's okay. I'd rather have you guys thrilled with me than a company thrilled with me anyway. I'll watch the videos. Thanks for the live. You're welcome. What's the dragon? Oh, the reptile dragon, man. Oh, sorry to hear. Yeah, I don't know, Jim. I don't know what the heck's going on. What about Banggood, John? Would love to know Banggood best kept secrets. Yeah, I kind of stayed off Banggood tonight. Although I have a massive list of affiliate links for Banggood, and I would say that in general, overall, they're equivalent in pricing. Their biggest issue on Banggood is the time it takes. But I know for Europeans and people outside the US, Banggood is a very viable option. So I do keep an affiliate link list, obviously, for Banggood, and I put that stuff out there. But yeah, Banggood, I can maybe go back and do one of these for Banggood. Yeah, I could do that. Hey, Brian, cool, man. Thank you. Appreciate the tip. Thanks for hitting the tip jar. Awfully nice of you guys when you do that. Appreciate it. All right, so everyone wants to see a Banggood one too. Use honey if you can. It will show you discount. Yes. Yeah, Robert, that's a good tip too. Yeah, there's a honey plugin for Chrome. That's a good one, actually. Install that honey plugin, and it will show you if there's discounts for when you're out there buying. That's a very good tip, Robert. Thank you for reminding me about that. I do use honey if I'm going to be out spending some real money. I'll get honey and then turn it on. Banggood is good for parts of the UK, not good for buying planes. Yeah. And by the way, you guys notice I didn't go through planes. The reason I didn't spend any time on airplanes tonight is because there's such a degree of variability in planes. It's really hard to make a like for like. It's hard to say, does the E-Flight F-18 90mm EDF compare with the Freewing? Man, that's too hard to do. And that's why I left them off the list. I didn't really get into it for that reason. I've been really impressed with JX servos, excellent performance and price. Lonnie, JX servos? You have to send me a link. I'll check it out. You need a Spectrum TX? No, not unless they send it to me. If they send me one, I'll look at it, but I'm not buying it. I can tell you that. Not going to happen. Like your name, Game of Drones. Yeah, that's a cool nick, isn't it? So, all right. Well, hey, guys, I think that looks like we're at the end. I appreciate you guys joining me tonight. Looks like it was a good turnout. I hope you can use this information and go buy up those ESCs from Value Hobby, man. I'm sure they'll be thrilled. They're going to sell out because those are the ESCs, man. You can't beat them. I love them. I literally right before the show went live, I just went back and ordered another set just because I was afraid they were going to sell out. So that's it. Looking to buy a semi-long range quad. Any thoughts? Crossfire. Get yourself a Crossfire, man. New York hobbyist. Thoughts on how to hand launch big planes. Get a co-pilot. Get a co-pilot, and the co-pilot has an excellent launch mode. Even if you use it for nothing else at all, it'll help you with a hand launch. And I would practice on small planes first, and then once you get the hang of it, then do it on a big plane. Let's blow up a Spectrum radio. Somebody want to send me a Spectrum radio? I'll shoot a hole through it. I'll do it. I'll put it on video too. I will shoot a hole. I've got plenty of weapons, so I can blow a smoking hole through a Spectrum. Although I don't really like the idea of being a basher. I'm not trying to bash their stuff. I'm just saying overpriced. That's all I'm trying to say. I know a lot of people love Spectrum, and I don't want them on the wrong side of my fence, John, wait till Spectrum comes out with OpenTX. Oh, hey, you guys want to check something out? I just found out that FreeSky is getting away from OpenTX. They're not even using FROS. They're going to do this new thing called Ethos. And they announced, they said, we're going to make radio programming easier. Yeah, right. Because you can't even write a freaking manual on your receivers and how to explain telemetry and D8 versus D16 or how to set up your stabilizers correctly. Now you're going to program radios? Nah, I don't think so. But anyway, that'll be interesting. But no FreeSky for me, man. Wait till Spectrum comes out with OpenTX. You know what, dude? Robert, I don't understand why Spectrum hasn't given OpenTX a great big hug. Because think of the money it would save them, you know? Andy, you're welcome. Glad you liked it. Prop Rotor, you're welcome. Russ Cole, thanks. Glad you liked it. Thanks for coming out and watching. Flywoo didn't know range, but it's good. Okay. See you in the next one. Always a great show. You're welcome. Thanks, John. Better train a substitute plane. Yeah, but Jim, it's not just the launcher, man. I got to haul the gear. That's the problem. If I have one arm down, it takes me forever to load the truck as it is. All right. Had trouble with auto launch today. Sorry to hear that, FL engineer, but you'll get it worked out. Once you get it, it works. Yeah, Jim, I definitely, Jim says you're now officially on the Spectrum S list. Yes, I agree. Flying Sunny Coast, Flywoo. Okay. I saw a video of a guy getting setting his XI12 on fire. Yeah, probably. Great show as always, John Robert. Thanks. All right, guys. We're just having fun yapping now. So thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great night. Hope the information's useful to you and save me a servo, would you? All right, that's all I got for tonight, y'all. Take it easy.